Simulation theory. We're all living in a simulation. Do you believe that shit?
I think we've discussed this on the pod before. I mean, I think it's a fun theory to believe in and a plausible one. But no.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I wonder.
Because I guess that's a reason why this theory has been circulating, right? Is that like the more we think about it, the more we realize, there isn't really much evidence to suggest not. You know what I mean? That we're not living in it.
What's the evidence to suggest that we're not?
Well, that's the thing. We don't have that.
But this feels like.
But we also don't have any. We don't have any justifiable evidence to say that we are.
This feels
either.
like changing the burden of proof to that of disproving, which I think is always like a lazier argument of, well, you can't prove it's not. I'm like,
yeah, I agree.
Okay, well,
which is why I think it's kind of a dumb theory.
Look, I also think humans are way eviler than this. I think they would rather simulate it by just like kidnapping babies and making just a dead ass Truman Show.
Yeah.
I think they would much rather do that.
The right utopia, right?
They would rather make their own human utopia experiment than fucking. Yeah, those 5090s are expensive. Like, I just think we'd rather do it with the real thing.
Last Thursdayism. I've not heard this one.
Oh, I have heard of this
quite
one.
dumb. A philosophical and satirical hypothesis proposing that the universe was created last Thursday, but with the appearance of being billions of years old.
Yeah, this is dumb.
Isn't this just like creationism, but like upping the ante? I mean, it's essentially the same thing, right?
This is so dumb because sometimes if you just put the word hypothesis or somethingism, you make a dumb idea sound like smarter than it has any credit or any kind of validation listening to.
Oh, legit.
Where the fuck did you hear about this before?
I think I read this in like a novel of some kind. I think I read a novel that was kind of like poking fun at this whole idea.
Yeah.
Where, yeah, it's this whole idea of like, there is nothing to say that we didn't just come into existence last Thursday and that all of the ideas of like the past and history have all just been implanted into our brains. And I'm just like, that's dumb.
Just like Occam's razor.
Occam's razor,
Like,
yeah.
this is such a stupid, which also is just an easy, like a more complicated way of just saying like, that's not a simple answer.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Occam's razor?
Oh,
The simplest answer is usually the correct one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have heard of that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why it's called Occam's razor though. Should we find out today together as
Yeah,
viewers?
yeah.
I guess-
Because I've heard this so many times.
Yeah.
I've never understood why it's called Occam's razor. Let's find out together. As
Let's
Trash
find out.
Taste.
Why is Occam's double C? There you go.
I thought it was like K, to be honest with you.
As a simplistic problem-solving strategy first attributed to English Franciscan
That's a real
friar
French-sounding English.
and logician named William of Occam in the late 13th or 14th century. Holy shit. The simplest, most elegant explanation is usually the one closest to the truth.
But why is it called Occam's razor? Like,
Yeah,
what's
where does the
what's with
razor come from?
Why is he obsessed with this fucking razor?
Why is it called Occam's razor? Here we go. Got its name from being a philosophical method of shaving away unnecessary assumptions.
Now I'm happy.
That
I'm
makes
satisfied.
so much sense.
I am satisfied
Wow.
that Mr. William of Occam liked razors and that he liked shaving away
Yes.
unnecessary information. I am satisfied.
Wow.
Fair enough.
There
But I
you
mean,
go.
that's the truth. Like a lot of these hypotheses, I think, like, yeah, you could be born last Thursday, but also that's a lot of fucking effort
Yeah.
to make a whole lot of bullshit.
Also, what's
Yeah.
the benefit in believing that?
There is no benefit other than like I am less smart. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like a lot of these are like, I don't know, or sometimes just poised as kind of thinking exercises to, I don't know, paint people as being dumb.
Yeah.
Quantum immortality. Oh, I like this. Is my favorite theory. One of my favorite.
A theoretical, highly speculative concept suggesting that conscious beings can never experience their own death.
That's fun. I like
Yeah.
that.
That's fun.
That's a fun theory.
Because it's basically, I think, goes into quantum theory.
Mm-hmm.
I've had too many beers to explain this.
you've had one. Is that too many?
That's one too many.
You pussy, man.
Fuck. I'm trying to. Okay.
What, you trying to explain quantum theory?
No, I'm trying to explain quantum
As in, like, the
immortality.
moment you're dead, you can't like experience that like change over.
Because your consciousness just stops, right?
Right, so you're dead, right.
So it almost every time anyone makes a decision, let's say
Yeah.
you have a button right? And when you press the button, you have a 50-50 chance of dying and a 50-50 chance of living, right? And so, probability should dictate that when you press the button, eventually you're going to die. But as you keep pressing the button, you realize that there's nothing happening, right? So quantum immortality is kind of like building off quantum theory, where this is where it gets a bit messy for me.
You got it.
Well, if you are to observe it.
If you are to observe it, something about a waveform collapses.
Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, fucking Schrodinger's cat.
Well, you're observing the action of pressing it, and you can't observe the action of death. You
exactly.
never would be able to.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
death is an observation, right?
Yeah.
So it's when the system collapses into one concept, whether that be life or death.
Yeah.
But you yourself, being the subject of that, can't experience that because death is a result of the... What's the word I'm looking for? This is so hard to explain. Death is a result of the observation that the life is over, right? But you yourself can't experience that.
So it basically...
Beast mode.
Yeah.
So it basically implies the multi-world theory, where
Whoa, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
guess-
believe so.
as in
yeah,
like-
where every time a quantum fluctuation collapses, I'm just using big words. I don't know if that actually mean anything.
Right. There's a
And-
version of you that died.
Yeah,
and a version of you
there's
that-
there's a version that dies and a version of you that lives, right?
Yeah.
And because your consciousness is a one single stream, then you can only observe the stream where you survive, right?
Yeah.
Even though there might be like billions and billions of worlds where you died. And yeah,
I like that theory.
All on black, baby.
Yeah. So how accurate was I?
All
Explain
your audio listeners might have had a lot of dings. Just
Yeah.
When an individual dies in one universe,
Oh, there you
their
go, you're
consciousness could shift to a parallel universe where they survive the life-threatening event.
Yeah, and
Yes.
you won't know that because we can't observe that. We
Yeah.
can't observe moving from one parallel
Yeah,
universe.
it's fun to
another.
imagine that there's always a universe where I do the right thing.
Not this universe.
Sadly, I don't think it exists.
Well, how do you
Because-
know? You can't
Because it
observe
would
it.
take a lot of fucking effort to make that many worlds. And if God's got his hands full making one, he sure as hell isn't making fucking 5 billion. Have you seen some of the fish he's made? You can barely get them right.
There's no such thing as fish.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. There is no such thing as fish.
No such
Yeah.
thing as
The
fish.
term fish is like wrong. Do you know this? You know this, right, Jerry?
I know
told
this,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I told you about this. There's
Yeah.
no such
Yeah.
thing as fish.
No such thing as fish.
Yeah. Man, we're fucked up, man.
What a stupid episode.
Determinism. This is just fate, right?
Well, determinism is the idea that goes against like free will, right? That it suggests that like everything is pre-planned, and that what you think is free will was actually already determined from previous
How,
things.
how do you feel about nihilism?
About nihilism?
Yeah, it's quite a popular feeling these days with
It
a lot of people
is.
lacking hope in the world.
My honest answer is that I don't really have an proper understanding of what nihilism is. I've bought like a lot of like books from philosophers like Nietzsche and like Kierkegaard and stuff about nihilism, which I plan to like go through because like it is one thing that it's one of those things that you hear so often, and yet I feel very little people actually understand what it is. They just think it means just like fuck everything. And that's like the way to live, but like
It's kind of like the boiling down of it, right? Like
Yeah.
to give up, to resign yourself to any
yeah.
hope.
But I've also heard arguments that that's not what nihilism is. That's something else.
But I'd argue that if the common usage of what it's become is that, and the expression of it is that, then that's how the English language works, and that's what it is now.
I guess so. Yeah.
It's like, it happens a lot.
So what's your definition of nihilism?
I think it's just the outlook on just giving up all like hope on
Nah.
that anything can ever work out, that nothing will ever be good. I completely resign myself
If we're,
to ever like doing or hoping for change.
it's basically, if we refer back to the what is the meaning of life question, nihilism is you going, nah,
I'm out. I
Nah.
don't fucking.
what the
What
fuck?
do you think?
ever.
Ian?
But that's what losers think.
That is what losers think.
That is what losers think.
You know?
And Nietzsche famously biggest loser on the planet.
I haven't read his works.
I haven't either. Well, I plan to. So come
Fucking
back.
loser. I'm fucking reading his books.
Come back to me in a couple of months when I read it. But
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely have some nihilistic aspects that I think are built into the British style.
Britishness.
the British spawn point.
Yeah.
You do have that built in.
sure.
But I think it's very important to recognize that you, even with a healthy dose of it, you need to know when you're just being fucking miserable. And unfortunately, most good things in the world come from people who hope, who dream.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah,
as boring and as easy as it is to give up, throw your hands in the air and say nothing will change.
Yeah.
Or, I can't do this. The world it was built on people who said they could.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Truth.
That's the truth bomb.
Get owned.